I've never played any other Lord of the Rings game before. I do have an account for Lord of the Rings online, however, I've never played it. I didn't know what to expect when it came to Return to Moria. So, does Return to Moria live up to my standards? I admit these are not high, so I will never be harsh about a game. This new survival crafting adventure takes us deep into the mines of Moria. Today, we're diving into the gameplay, combat, crafting, and whether this game is a must-buy now or later kind of game. If you love game reviews and comparisons, hit that subscribe button for more. Let's get started. Developed by Free Range Games and published by North Beach Games, Return to Moria is a survival crafting game set in the iconic Dwarven mines from the Lord of the Rings universe. You take on the role of a dwarf, summoned to reclaim and restore Moria to its former glory. Return to Moria has procedurally generated mines. No two playthroughs are the same. Co-op multiplayer? You can play solo or team up with friends. Survival elements incorporate managing hunger, exhaustion, and fighting enemies. Sounds interesting, right? Let's find out how the game plays. I enjoyed the combat, blocking, knockbacks, which is useful for knocking enemies off ledges, charge attacks, and basic attacks. You have orcs, goblins, and cave trolls, which deal massive damage. But you have the wild animals to worry about as well. Depending on how far down you go, the enemies will change in difficulty, from basic weapons, poison weapons, to cursed weapons. You have melee and range combat with swords, axes, spears, hammers, bows, and crossbows, stealth mechanics for sneaking past danger, or you can charge in head-on. While combat is fun, it's not as deep as some players might hope. Enemy AI can be a bit predictable, and melee mechanics lack weight compared to games like Dark Souls or Shadow of Mordor. Here's a little tip for enemy camps. Take out the camp flag first, then run away. When you come back, the enemies will be gone. Easy way to clear camp. Since this game is a survival game, crafting and base building are a huge part of Return to Moria. From blacksmithing, forging weapons and armor with different material, mining and smelting, extracting mithril, iron, and rare ores, base construction, constructing dwarven halls, workshops, and defenses. And there is an upgrade system as well to improve tools, armor, and weapons over time, which involve rebuilding statues you find throughout the mine. The crafting depth is solid, but it might feel a little repetitive over a long playthrough. The main cinematic sets the game up for a good story and continues to be good throughout the game. It makes references to the books and movies, with referring to characters like Gandalf, Bilbo, Balin, Legolas, the Fellowship, and of course Gimli, who narrates the beginning and end cinematics. There are hidden stories throughout the mine about Moria's fall through books and journals. With that being said, while the world building is immersive, if you're expecting a deep RPG narrative, this might not scratch that itch. Visually, Return to Moria is a mixed bag. It captures the gritty, ancient feel of Moria, but don't expect Elden Ring or God of War level visuals. There's great lighting effects in the dark caverns. Character models look a bit dated. Music and sound effects are on point. Still not bad all around, but not next gen. If you are looking for a high budget blockbuster, you might not find it here. So, is Return to Moria worth buying? Here's the final breakdown. Gameplay, 7.5 out of 10. Fun mechanics, but can feel repetitive. Combat, 7 out of 10. Satisfying, but lacking in depth. Crafting, an 8 out of 10. Well designed, but a little grindy. Story and lore, 8.5 out of 10. There's a deep Tolkien lore feel, but light on the narrative. Graphics and sound. 7 out of 10. Great atmosphere, but average visuals. Overall rating, 7.5 out of 10. A solid survival game for Lord of the Rings fans, but casual players might find it a little repetitive. My final recommendation, buy it if you love survival games and Lord of the Rings. Skip if you want deep RPG storytelling or complex combat. What do you think about Return to Moria? Are you playing it, or are you skipping this one? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe for more gaming content, and I'll see you in the next video.